YouTube, what is good? Welcome back to a brand new tutorial. It's your boy Jacob from tinytapes here, and today we're going to be breaking down how I turn this into this. So without further ado, let's hop right into the tutorial. Alright, so as you guys can see, we are in Premiere Pro. We have our clip right here. The way this works is, as you can see, the highlighted area, that's the part that we're going to have the effect work on. So every 4 frames, we want to take a screen grab. So we're going to do that on the first frame. We're going to hit export frame here, and then we're going to click where we want to save that to. Select folder, hit OK, and then using the arrow keys on your computer, you're going to go 4 frames forward, screen grab, okay? And you guys get the point. Once you guys have screen grabbed all your clips, you want to open up Photoshop. You're going to create a new composition matching the size of your project, and then you're going to drag and drop the clips into the Photoshop file. Just like so. Go to the very first clip, and you want to go over to your pen tool here, and you want to roughly cut them out. So just by clicking, you guys can cut them out. Just going to emphasize those rough edges, then connect them, right click, make selection, hit OK. We're going to press Ctrl J, and then the next step is we're going to go and press Ctrl U. We're going to turn our saturation all the way up, and then we can mess with our hue to whatever you guys like. I like this color here. Linked in the description below on my website, I have this overlay that you guys can download and use for the effect. It gives it that old retro comic look. Alongside this are a bunch of editing packs that I created myself if you guys want to go check them out. So once you have this, you're going to resize it to match. It's totally up to you if you want to zoom in and get more of the pixels. I like that size there. We're going to hold Control, click on Yachty right here. We're going to go over to our selector marquee tool, right click, select the inverse, and then delete the texture. Now once that's set, you're gonna go over to the modes, and I like to put it on linear burn. If you guys aren't a fan of the modes, you guys can play with the opacity as well. I like it around there. And then what I like to do as well, merge these together, hit Control J, Control T, and then resize it so it's a little bit bigger. And then we're gonna press Control U again and see how the 2 main colors are purple and green. We're going to find on the wheel here to make it purple, and there we go. We kind of have like a outline effect around them too. And this is how it looks with the background. I'm just gonna merge these 2 layers together here. And then the next thing you want to do is the text. If you guys want to do what I did and get the Japanese text, I recommend going over to Google Translate and typing in the word that you want and translate it to Japanese. So let's say we just do Lil Yachty. What does that say? Copy that, Control C, go over and paste it here. Double click on it, turn on color overlay and turn on stroke, hit OK, rasterize layer style, and then pressing Control U, you guys can play with the hue on that to make it whatever you want. The style I like to go for is the complete opposite colors of what this is, so I think that works there. I'm gonna press Control T, and you can move it to wherever you want. Let's say we want to put that one there. Once again, bringing this file back in here, we can add it on top of the Japanese text. So just hitting that there, we're going to hold Control again, click that to select the Japanese text, go over here, right click, select inverse, and delete, and then changing that to color burn. So that is how you do the effect there. I'm not going to sit here and do it for the other 4 clips because I just showed you guys how to do it for the first one, so you guys can just apply it to the rest of them. So what you want to do next is you can right click and merge these 2, and then you have your 2 separate layers. You have Yachty, you have the text, and then the background, which you don't even need to worry about. Going to the text, using Control Alt S, you can export it as a PNG. We can call it text, hit save, and then export Yachty, Control Alt S as a PNG, and then hit save. So once you're done cutting out and doing this to all of your frames, we're gonna hop onto the next part. We're gonna go into our files where we have them saved and start dragging and dropping them in. We're going to use our tool here, and we are going to go 4 frames ahead and then just start cutting them downward. To go back to regular tool and hit delete. We're going to be moving these ones here to match up with the frames we exported them as. So that's already a cool effect as is. But once we add the Japanese text and we add a couple more things to spice it up, it's going to look even cooler. So let's add our Japanese text here. We're going to turn all these layers on and then drag, play that through for you guys. That's even cool there. But what I did on the original one is I actually extended them 1 frame forward and 1 frame backward. And then what I did as well for these is I went over to our video, keyframed the scale, and then keyframed the scale at 110 and dragged it to the very end. And then what you can do is you can highlight it, Control C, and then go to the rest of them, Control Alt V, and then you can paste the attributes of the motion to the rest of them. And then what I recommend doing for the Japanese text, if you go over to effects and you add fast blur in, paste it. We're gonna be playing with the keyframes on this, delete the pre-existing one. We're gonna start the blurriness around whatever you guys think looks good. I think that looks pretty good there. And then we are going to go when it's on the clip, and we're going to bring it to 0, and I'll play that through for you guys just to show you guys how it goes from kind of like nothing to it. And then on the way out, we can just copy these, paste them, and then rotate these keyframes here. All right, so once again, same as before, copy it, highlight these, Control Alt V, and we're going to paste the fast blur. And then what I like to do as well, just for the last one, I'm going to extend this here and extend the text, and then we can extend this here. All right, so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go over to my project. I'm going to right click and I'm going to create a adjustment layer. We're going to hit OK. We are going to put our adjustment layer just above everything, right when everything starts. So from there, here, delete that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put sapphire shake on our adjustment layer. And then we're going to change our amplitude to 0.5. Gives it a lot more motion. And the last thing we're gonna do here is we're gonna go into effects. I'm gonna search blur, camera blur, paste that on there, and then we are going to keyframe it at the very beginning at 0. We're gonna go to here, add another keyframe, mess around with the keyframes a little bit to get it to your liking. I like that there. And then you can copy them, paste them at the end. And then about here is where it ends. I want it to go back to normal there. I'm gonna flip these keyframes around, and then about there is where it ends. Put the regular one there, and I'll play that through for you guys. If you guys enjoyed this tutorial, I highly recommend checking out this glitchy matrix code Sofago tutorial I did yesterday. It's super cool, and no one's done anything like it so far. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.